Right now, at this very second, you are moving at an incredible speed. Even if you are sitting completely still in your room, the ground beneath you is spinning at over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. We don't feel it, because everything around us, the buildings, the mountains, and the atmosphere, is moving along with us at the exact same, constant speed. It is a perfect cosmic harmony. But what if, in a single, sudden heartbeat, this invisible motion just stopped? Imagine a normal, quiet day. People are commuting to work, enjoying their coffee, and living their lives. Then, without a single second of warning, the planet completely halts its rotation. This is not just a geological glitch. It is the immediate initiation of a global apocalypse. The transition from perfect harmony to absolute chaos happens in less than a blink of an eye, forcing humanity into a nightmare never seen before in cosmic history. To understand the horror of the first second, we must look at physics. When the solid Earth stops moving, the law of inertia takes over. Everything not firmly anchored to the bedrock will maintain its momentum. This includes the massive blanket of air surrounding our world. The atmosphere keeps rushing forward at a terrifying velocity of over 1,000 miles per hour. This triggers a global, supersonic windstorm. This is not a hurricane. It is a supersonic wall of force. A 1,000-mile-per-hour wind is strong enough to instantly rip skyscrapers from their deep concrete foundations. In less than a minute, iconic cities from New York to Singapore are completely flattened into fields of glass and steel rubble. The air friction is so immense that it generates intense heat, sparking spontaneous, roaring firestorms across the landscape. Anything on the surface, cars, trains, forests, animals, and billions of people, is violently launched eastward at the speed of a jet fighter. The landscape is literally scraped clean down to the bare bedrock. Trees are uprooted by the millions, and topsoil is completely wiped away, turning fertile plains into instant, dusty deserts in a matter of terrible seconds. As the atmosphere tears the land apart, an even greater threat rises from the deep. The Earth's vast oceans, carrying billions of trillions of tons of water, also share this unstoppable momentum. The moment the seafloor stops moving, the water sloshes forward with apocalyptic fury. Giant walls of ocean water, miles high, lift from their basins and crash onto the continents. These mega-tsunamis travel at supersonic speeds, rushing inland for hundreds of miles. Entire mountain ranges are submerged, and coastal nations are completely erased from existence, under a heavy blanket of crushing, turbulent ocean water. The sheer force of the moving water dissolves entire geographic features, redrawing the maps of our world in real time. As the initial chaos slows down over the coming hours, a bizarre, slow-motion disaster begins to reshape the planet. Because the Earth spins, it naturally bulges at the equator due to centrifugal force. Without this spin, that force disappears, and the Earth's gravity slowly forces the planet to reshape itself into a perfect, uniform sphere. This change in shape forces the oceans to completely abandon the equator. The immense volume of water begins a massive migration toward the north and south poles, where gravity is now strongest. A slow, unstoppable flood drowns the northern hemisphere, swallowing Canada, Russia, and northern Europe under a new, permanent polar ocean. The same phenomenon occurs at the South Pole, drowning Antarctica and the surrounding southern oceans. This massive shift leaves the equator completely dry. Where deep tropical oceans once existed, a giant mega-continent of barren, rocky land emerges, wrapping around the entire middle of the globe like a giant ring of stone. But the dangers are not just on the surface. Deep inside the Earth, a vital engine has just died. The spin of our planet is what keeps its liquid iron outer core moving. This motion creates a massive dynamo effect, generating the Earth's magnetic field. This field is our invisible shield against the deadly radiation of space. Without the rotation, the dynamo slows down, and the protective magnetic shield completely collapses. Immediately, the planet is left entirely naked and defenseless. The sun's violent solar winds and deadly cosmic rays bombard the atmosphere, stripping away what is left of our air and bathing the surface in lethal, invisible radiation. If the Earth no longer spins on its own axis, the concept of a 24-hour day is gone forever. Now, the planet's only motion is its year-long orbit around the sun. This means that a single day on Earth would now last an entire year. For 6 long months, one side of the planet is trapped in a relentless, never-ending day. On this sun-facing side, the ground bakes constantly under the blazing solar rays. Temperatures soar past boiling points, drying up any remaining lakes and turning the landscape into a scorched, cracked wasteland where no liquid water can exist and no life can survive the heat. Meanwhile, on the exact opposite side of the world, the other half of the planet is plunged into 6 months of absolute, uninterrupted darkness. Without the sun's warmth, temperatures drop to deep, sub-zero freezing levels, creating a silent, terrifying winter of endless shadows. Any moisture left in the atmosphere travels to this dark side, condensing and falling as endless heavy blizzards. This covers the dark hemisphere in mountains of ice and snow, while the air itself becomes so cold that it begins to freeze, creating an environment as hostile and unforgiving as the surface of Pluto. Is there any place left where humanity could hide? The only hope for survival would be a narrow, shifting strip of land known as the Twilight Zone, or the Terminator. This is the boundary line where the burning day meets the frozen night. Here, the temperature might be mild enough to sustain liquid water and support life. However, living in this twilight zone would be an eternal struggle. Because the planet is orbiting the sun, this narrow strip of livable climate would slowly move across the surface of the Earth throughout the year. To survive, any remaining human colonies would have to become nomadic, constantly moving across the ruined continents to stay within the safe zone. Looking at our world from deep space, we realize that the rotation of the Earth is much more than just a way to count the hours. It is the invisible heartbeat of life itself. It distributes heat, creates our weather, mixes our vast oceans, and maintains the protective shield that allows us to breathe, love, and dream. Without its constant spin, our blue oasis instantly transforms into a dead, binary wasteland of fire and ice. The next time you look down at the ground or feel a gentle morning breeze, remember the delicate cosmic balance that keeps you alive. Our planet is a beautiful, spinning miracle in a cold and violent universe. Until next time, keep looking at the stars and remember to appreciate the spin